Good morning. It's another beautiful, sunny, blue sky Saturday here in Maryland today. I'm on the Eastern Shore, and I'm starting my Main Street walk a few blocks away from the main street, the main business section, because we're going to admire some beautiful, beautiful homes. This is Centreville, Maryland. It's on the Eastern Shore. It's in Queen Anne's County. And this is the Centreville Main Street. We are flanked by amazing examples of Victorian and other early American architecture. And there are some other surprises. So grab your Main Street bingo card and let's get started. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So I'm here on the Main Street in Centreville, Maryland, not Centreville, Virginia. There's one of those too. But this is Centreville, Maryland on the Eastern Shore. This is farm country. This is Chesapeake country. And this is a place to admire some really old, beautiful residences. Now this one has a historic marker, but it is someone's home. So I'm not going to creep up and read the historic marker on this beauty. But check that out. Brick, Victorian. I think I can see the marker. I think it says 1860. Could be wrong on that, but I'm not going to get too much closer. Another thing I noticed as I was driving up this street, we have some horse posts here. You know, when we were walking through Baltimore and I was trying to find those old horse posts, couldn't find any of them. And here's one. And just up the road here, we're going to see a horse post and a carriage block. Hi, Jay Curley. Hi, Kendall. Cute town. Yeah, this is Centreville, Maryland. Oh, there's a skeleton on the porch. These little small towns tend to really do Halloween quite well. Thanks for joining. Centreville, Maryland. And here in a former church, the Centreville Center for the Arts. So we're going to play some Main Street bingo today. And I think we're going to do quite well. So bonus point, the center square on your Main Street bingo card can be Arts Center. So there we go. We've got the center square already on our bingo card. Horse post and a carriage block. That should be a triple bonus right there. So the horse post here. And this is definitely the remnants of a carriage block. Rebuilt in concrete, but that's what it is. Now let's take a moment and really admire this one. Wow, wow, wow. This one's obviously been well cared for. So many beautiful elements on this residence. We've got the stained glass features above the windows. We've got the multicolor painting. We've got the small windows. Just a beautiful pitched roofs. Yeah, that's a doozy. Absolutely beautiful here on the Main Street in Centreville, Maryland. I'm going to come back with my real camera and take some pictures of that one for sure. Oh, I didn't bring my real camera today. Didn't bring my real camera today. I forgot to charge it. Always forget to charge it. I hope everybody's having a fantastic Saturday as we head up Main Street in Centreville, Maryland. It's a little breezy, so I hope the audio's okay. And here's another one, all in a row. These fabulous old homes. Centreville is on Maryland's eastern shore on the eastern side of the Chesapeake Bay. It is farm country. It's a beautiful drive. If you're on your way to Maryland's beaches from the big cities like Baltimore and Washington, it's just a few minutes off the main road. So it's worth a little visit. And there are so many of these small towns on the eastern shore and all across Maryland, but I think folks overlook the eastern shore because they're heading to the beach and they want to get there quickly. Oh, and we got trees in the way here. That was a beauty, and here comes another one. What's the temperature? Hi, it's Sky and Dolly. It's about 65. I do have a jacket on today. It's a little chilly. Here's another one with that beautiful wrap around porch. I'm shooting right into the sun. Hang on. We'll come up here. This is the house of W.T. Wright, established in 1893. It's a little later than I thought, 1893. Oh, but check out that. Magnificent. Just look at all the little niches, all the alcoves. This is probably, and you've heard me talk, if you've joined my other streams, you've heard me criticize the quote Victorian style homes because I think sometimes they look like they just have too many add-ons. There's just too much going on. Bay windows and porches and alcoves, but I think this is about right. I think this is the extent of it. Any more and this would be gaudy. But right here, I think this is beautiful. I think this definitely kind of strikes that balance between architectural interest, but it doesn't stray too far into the crazy. Slate roof tiles, tin roof over the porch. Magnificent. Coming back. Again, I keep saying with my camera, but I don't have my camera with me today. So now this little stretch, we have a little stretch of small homes leading up to the main commercial district with just a mix of architectural styles. So this one here with the wooden clapboards certainly looks like a coastal home, as well as this one with that distinctive roof line that is more of like kind of New England Cape Cod style. But I do appreciate having such a variety leading up to the main street. Library. So on your Main Street bingo card, you can check off library. We're going to get bingo today. I think we're going to get bingo today, and I did not even imagine we would. And check out another skinny home and a little brick. Look at this little baby 2-story brick. Wow. I really like that. Busy traffic this morning. I started my walk a little later today because it's staying dark later. Fall is certainly creeping up on us. I guess tomorrow's the official first day of fall. So the Queen Anne's County, that's the county we're in, Queen Anne's County, named after Queen Anne of England way back when. And this library was established in 1909. Hey, ASDF. So glad to see you. Thank you. We're in Queen Anne's County, Maryland. We just looked at some amazing Victorian homes down the street here. And now we're coming up to the commercial district with this beautiful variety of different houses. And this one with the porch. And you heard me remark when we were in Sykesville, Maryland a few weeks ago, how it must be really disturbing to have these porches like right on the street. But of course, hundreds of years ago, these streets were much narrower and didn't have cars, you know, would have had carts, definitely, and farm equipment. I passed by the world's biggest farm equipment, or at least that I've ever seen, on my way here today. We are in farm country. We are in farm country. Now in this home, beautiful, really beautiful. You see that little black hatch over on the bottom right side? That's a coal chute. That's where the coal would be delivered to fuel the furnaces back in the day. And then this smaller one next door. Now this home here, if I'm remembering correctly, because I read the sign on my way here, this home, it's called Wright's Chance. This is not the original location of it. If I'm reading correctly, this building was moved to this location in order to preserve it. So this is obviously a really important part of history for Centreville, Maryland. Wright's Chance was moved to this location in 1964 from its original site 6 miles east of the town. Okay. Beautiful. And this one, I'm gonna guess that going way back in the day, this was the pub, the inn. Has that look about it. And according to the sign, this was built in 1794. For the United States, that's really old. I know for those of you in Europe, that's not old at all. But here, for those of us in the United States, 1794 is really old. And due to, you know, rapid growth in the cities and the small towns, and due to other things like the Civil War, big fires in the main cities, a lot of the older history was wiped out. So it's really rare when we do find something back to the 1700s and even to the 1600s. Earlier today, I made a short at a mill that has been operating pretty much continuously since the 1600s. So I'll post that in the next few days. So we're up here at the Main Street, and you can see these banners honoring those who served in the military from this area. That's also on our Main Street bingo card, so make sure you check that off if you're playing Main Street bingo. Hello, Camelot 8. Great to see you. I keep talking about this Main Street bingo card. Oh, big truck. We'll wait till he goes by. This Main Street bingo card I keep talking about on my channel, in my community tab or posts tab, whatever they call it, I have posted the card. So you can print it out if you want to play Main Street bingo on your own. So today we've gotten we found a horse post and a carriage block. Those are super bonuses. We found the art center, which is also a bonus. We found the library. And then we have these street banners. I just passed where'd it go? These street banners. It is in good condition for 1794. Quite. Now this one on the corner, boy, there's a characteristic of old hardware stores. That roof line. Now we don't know if it was. And here are some homes with porches down this side street. Now we don't know if this was a hardware store. I can certainly look it up. But if I were to venture a guess, that would be a historic hardware store. Right there. Hey, there's a bank in there. That might violate the bank is a bank rule, which I think we'll be talking about in just a few seconds. Oh, I see. Okay, the sign for the bank is here, but the bank is actually here. Oh no, and the historic bank's on the corner. We may have a huge violation of the bank is a bank rule. But we do have another item on our Main Street bingo card. Hi, Ryzen, nice to see you. And that is these historic or reproduction street lamps. Love them. We get some points for those. We'll take another look back down where the residences were. All right, so this block here, definitely a historic commercial block. I'm guessing hardware store. I'm guessing, I don't know what would be there. Some kind of business, general business store of some sort. But on the corner, we're gonna get to the real bank. The bank is a bank. And here we've got businesses today setting up for Saturday. The local realtor, the local tattoo shop. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Hey, good morning. You wouldn't happen to know what this home was historically, would you? What kind of shop it was?
Originally, I don't know what it was before, but he's the owner.
Awesome. Yeah, do we know what it was? Okay, awesome. Back in the day, in the 1800s, who knows?
Well, I know that there used to be a candy store here. Thompson's Pharmacy was there.
Awesome.
There used to be a candy store here. I think the restaurant used to be New York Deli. Can't remember the name of that. It's been a couple of
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you so much. I like architecture. I run around and try to document before it all goes away. Oh, we've got some.
Callahan's building. There's a cornerstone up there that says the date just right there above the ice cream shop.
Oh, we'll definitely check that out.
Yeah. This used to be. That used to be.
Was that a hard?
Whiskey and Water Street. The
Oh,
hardware store was.
See, that has a characteristic look of a hardware store.
No, this used to be. There was a clothing store there.
Okay, okay.
That used to be 2 stories.
Mm-hmm.
Fire in 68.
Okay.
And found that right there where the parking lot used to be, there used to be an opera house.
Oh no!
Yes.
It was
And
an
some
opera
famous
house.
acts came through, and there was a bowling alley underneath the opera house.
Wow.
Good to see you. Used to be a Masonic Lodge, right?
Yeah, of course.
Where the pharmacy is. And it used to be called Whiskey and Water Street.
Whiskey and Water
there
Street.
There was 3 saloons.
I love that. So this is Water Street today, but it was Whiskey and Water Street. Oh my God, how cool that is.
Street is because that's the street that the town pump was on.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That is so super. Thank you so much.
Courthouse has been there since 1755.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, just look around. There's some cornerstones. I think there's another cornerstone over there. Right over there in front of the bank, there's a brass disc.
Uh-huh.
And that was the starting point for the town.
We will look that up. You've been wonderful. I really appreciate it. Thank you. All right, so we got the tour of the town for sure. That was great. And here today, I'll cross over on the other side so we can get a better look at these shops here. But here's where I want to cast my eye. My favorites. My bank is a bank. So, and it is a bank. Awesome. So it is incredibly typical. And I'm going to start actually keeping score. When we find the historic buildings in these small towns that were banks, they almost always are still banks because of that. Just that characteristic bank look. You almost always have pillars, some kind of Greek Romanesque look about it. Sometimes there are grates in front of the windows and doors. We don't have that here. We don't have a brass door here. Definitely some marble pillars. The arch, the rounded arch above the door. That's a good bank. Is Maryland close to Salem? No. In terms of the United States, you know, the United States is huge. It's really big. Salem is probably a 8-hour drive from here, 7-hour drive from here. So no, it's not. Maryland is close to Washington, D.C. It actually kind of, well, part of Washington, D.C. was formed out of part of Maryland. Oh, it's 9 o'clock. We're getting church bells. Look at that. I love a bank. So make sure on your Main Street bingo card we can check off bank, and a bank is a bank. So the square on the bingo card is not just bank. The bank has to still be a bank. And now we're at the historic courthouse, another square on our bingo card. We're getting all the squares today. So there's definitely a huge event going on here. Queen Anne's County stands up against substance abuse. So there's a big, huge event here today. On a beautiful blue sky day. 60 few degrees. Let's start over here at the sign, and then we'll work our way back and take a really good look at this historic courthouse. And there's a time capsule here. This time capsule buried beneath this stone, December 1st, 2006, will be opened in 2106. Okay, when Queen Anne's County becomes 300 years old. We're in Centreville. Centreville is the county seat of Queen Anne's County, Maryland. Well, what do you know? This is the oldest courthouse in continuous use in the state of Maryland. 1791. I'm impressed. Oh, ASDF. We don't do that. They're too pretty. They're too pretty. Wouldn't do this. And then here's the new courthouse building right across the road. I think on the bingo card we say it doesn't have to be the historic building. It can be a new courthouse building. So just right across the way. So this is a nice little square. We're going to call this the town square as well. And it's a war memorial. So we've almost complete. We have almost a complete bingo card today. For sure. And I didn't plan on this today. I didn't know what I planned today. I literally just got in a car and drove. I got to Y Mills early this morning and did some filming at Y Mills. And then I decided to come here. To Centreville. I'd never been here before. Never been here before. Queen Anne's County, named after Queen Anne. Oh my gosh. So this statue was unveiled and dedicated by Her Royal Highness Princess Anne, like our Princess Anne today. Wow, the Princess Royal visited here to unveil this statue of Queen Anne with balloons in her hand. Hey, you know, she's a partier. Well, she really did have a very dreadful life. Give her some joy. It's quite a good statue, actually. I know Princess Anne, she works her tail off. She is the hardest working royal. No nonsense. I love that woman. And I'm honored to know that she was actually here in this little town in Maryland to dedicate this statue. That's wild. In 1631, William Claiborne established the first settlement in Maryland, a fort and trading post on Kent Island, the westernmost part of Queen Anne's County. So Kent Island rests between I don't want to say mainland, like the western part of Maryland, west of the Chesapeake Bay, and the eastern shore. So you have to go, if you're taking the Chesapeake Bay Bridge and Route 50, you go from Annapolis to Kent Island to the eastern shore of Maryland. And then we have this absolutely beautiful courthouse building. She needs to party. Yep. Having a good old time. But check out that courthouse. Wow. The beautiful weathered exposed brick. We get a really nice blue sky behind it. Blue sky, brick building, green grass. There is nothing that makes a better photo, architectural photo, than good blue sky, good red brick, and green grass. Perfect. Let's take a walk around the square. Lots going on today. Everybody's getting set up. And the green shutters are a really nice highlight, and the wrought iron balcony there. Oh, please don't mention that name here, ASDF. That name is not permitted on my channel. That woman. Dreadful human. Oh my goodness, and we get a water tower. Look at that. There is the water tower that says Centreville. I'm going to have to go home and scrub through the Main Street bingo card. This might be the day that we get more squares on our bingo card than any other day, because we haven't gotten the water tower yet. And today we got the water tower. Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Today we get the water tower. Oh, we get the fire department across the way. I hope I find the post office so I can send myself a postcard. Centreville water tower. I know that's the bottom right spot on our bingo card. Hey, Rick. Oh my God, it's a beautiful day for a walk. I'm here in Centreville, Maryland, at the center of the town. I had never been here before, driven by it a million times. We're clearing out the Main Street bingo card. We've hit everything. So we began with some beautiful historic, hi Siberian Gal Pal, great to see you. We started with some beautiful Victorian homes. So please go back to the beginning of the stream if you like Victorian preserved homes. Then we moved on to street banners, historic lamppost, a horse post, a carriage block. Look, we've even got painted fire hydrants, and we'll talk about that in a minute. We found our bank is a bank, and it really is a bank still, the historic bank. We found the historic inn. We found structures dating back to the 1700s. We're at the fire station now. This is the Goodwill Fire Station. Oh, hey, Siberian, Frederick. I'm in Frederick every once in a while. I'm on the Eastern Shore today. I did a really nice walk down Carroll Creek once, Gal Pal. That's a great area, by the way. That whole Carroll Creek Arts District. It's just wonderful. And this is just a plain fire station. Goodwill. I like that name. Some of the fire stations in Maryland have names that are not like, it's not the area. It wouldn't be like Centreville Fire Department. I've seen fire stations that have like interesting names. Wasn't Centreville, Rick, that's Centreville, Virginia. So we're in Centreville, Maryland. This is farm country. This is not Revolutionary War area, but Revolutionary era settlement here. And I'll take one last look back at the water tower, because when I put that on the bingo card, I didn't think we'd find it very often. And I'm happy we found it today. It is. And, you know, ASDF, when we get off the main streets, right? This is so close to Route 50, which takes you to all the Maryland beaches. And it's so easy to just whiz by these little beautiful towns. And most people do. And it only takes a few minutes. Stop here for lunch. Stop here for breakfast. Stop to hit the shops. You're going to find things in these shops that you can't get on Amazon or Temu. Beautiful. And you're supporting small business too. So we're around the back of the courthouse. There's a war memorial in the front, and there's the POW MIA memorial here in the back. And some more beautiful historic homes here around this. We'll call this the town square, really, because the shops encircle the courthouse here. This is the historic courthouse, and we just saw across the way the current contemporary courthouse. Oh, County Fair. Yeah, and we have the Ren Fest here in Maryland going on right now. The Renaissance Festival in Crownsville, Maryland, near me. Anne Arundel County, Maryland. But check out these wooden clapboards. Definitely going back to the 1800s, maybe even the 1700s, because you can see the stone foundations on these. So I wouldn't be surprised if these weren't 1700s architecture here. And it's the mix of the styles. You get the wooden mixed with the brick. Hi, good morning. You've got your lawyer's offices, usually around the courthouses. You get your lawyer's offices, your bail bondsmen. They're handy. 115 Lawyers Row, so this is called Lawyers Row for a good reason. Oh, we've got a name on a building. We've got the Harper building here. Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, Renfest is great. Bring your appetite and stay all day because there's so much entertainment going on. I like the what do they call it? Twisted Shakespeare. So this one is called the Harper Building. Beautiful. I'm okay with painted brick. I am. The only thing I don't like is if it's the same color repeating. I like painted brick if it's in the middle of other colors, as it is here. And then this other small brick. But what's great is that these aren't identical row house styles. They're all different. Now this one says Observer on the building, so I'm gonna make an educated guess that this might have been a newspaper. Maybe that was the town newspaper. And then this glorious town hall, built in 1884. The Centreville Town Hall. Now, I'm saying glorious because it's unique. Not sure I understand the architectural decisions made here. There's a lot going on here. We've got these little round windows with the stained glass and the years, and that's good. That's good. We'd like to see years. You got a little strange mix of rounded and arched ornamentation. Really oddball choice for a clock and a bell tower. I don't know. ASDF, what do you think? Okay, it is a magnificent bell. I'll give you that. A young architect was given one shot. This is your one shot. Yeah, I'm not sure they got another shot after that. But you know what? As it sits today, I'll stick with my magnificent assessment of that one. We'll take one last look back at this beautiful historic courthouse with the sun in exactly the right position and the beautiful blue sky that we have here today. We're back to our bank is a bank building. I can't help it. I don't think there's been a historic bank that I don't like. I just love it. But now we'll get a good look across the street. I'll try not to shoot into the sun. So now it's really clear that these few shops that we walked past before were all part of one building. Maybe that was an inn. Because if you look at the roof line, you can see that that's one building over there. And we also have a really good look at this one here. Again, so sorry for the, I'm gonna try to put my hand over the sun, it doesn't work. A really good look at this building here. Currently Callahan's Gas and Appliances. But I'm liking this block. It is a beautiful day here in Maryland. We've been so lucky, Gal Pal. You know, we had those few days of rain last week. It was hard rain too. I don't know how it was where you are, but it was hard rain. But really, these last few weeks have been beautiful. Now, here's the plaque that the gentleman across the street told me to look for. The brass pin. Okay, where's the brass pin? It's pointing down to a brass pin that I don't actually see. Oh, here it is. Okay. This brass pin marks the former location of the stone known as PG number 1, recognized since 1791 as the beginning point of the public ground now occupied by the courthouse, and is the reference point for all of the original lots in the town of Centreville. So this here is the center of Centreville, Maryland. Too cool. Hi, Doug. Great to see you. We're doing a little small town bingo here, and I think we've had a very full bingo card today. I was thinking the same thing. You pull the pin and all the air comes out of the town. Yep. I agree with you 100%. Good morning. We're getting a look across the way. Oh my goodness. And there's quite an interesting little vehicle there. Dad's model trains. Nice. Dad's model trains. And we're back on Water Street, and the gentleman across the way told us this was called Whiskey and Water Street back in the day because the bars were on this street. Makes good sense. I'll take a little across the street carefully. So these would have been some of the historic saloons over here. Well, Doug and Gal Pal, so glad to have you here. I do random walks. During the week, I'm usually in and around Washington, D.C. This week, we walked from Pennsylvania Avenue down to 13th Street, and then we walked all over Washington, D.C. Ended up walking 3.5 miles during the week because that's where I work. And then on weekends, I either pick a national park or a small town, and I just get out. I'm a huge fan of history and architecture. I am a historian. And I always call these little trips my scouting tours. And then I always plan to come back with my big girl camera and make some good videos. Doug, thank you so much. I appreciate it. We have a really nice little crowd here. We just like wandering around and looking at old things. Oh, look at this one. huge, huge, huge fan of areas that have a mix of architectural styles. And in the United States, if you're lucky, you get areas that have 1700, maybe a little bit of 1700s, 1800s, 1900s, and modern architecture all together. That's why I love Washington, D.C., because I think there's such a variety there. And here's another one with the porch right to the edge of the road. So probably an inn back in the day, but right up to the street. And that's just what they did, because back in the day, there weren't cars going 50 or 60 miles an hour. There were carriages and carts, and this could be another carriage block. We've seen several of these here. So they've done a really good job here. We've seen carriage blocks and horse posts here in this area. So they've done a great job keeping those. Hi, Sticky Onion. There is. Maryland was one of the original colonies. It's the 7th state, founded in 1634. Here on the Eastern Shore, it's farm country and still is, as well as the fishing and oyster and crabbing industry over here. We still rely. The Eastern Shore is our breadbasket, along with Southern Maryland and the areas of Western Maryland. So we do rely on these farms. That one's beautiful, like the whitewashed brick. Check this one out. And I kind of go on about Victorian architecture and how much I don't know, I'm kind of torn on it. The ones that are more restrained, I adore. The ones that go a little too far with all the add-ons and alcoves and bay windows and extra everything, I don't know, it gets a little wild. Hey, Holocron, great to see you. So glad you could join. We are in Centreville, Maryland. Daryl! I know, Gal Pal, because everyone wants to move to Frederick from the Washington, D.C. area. It's become such a great suburb of Washington. Daryl, I'm so glad you're here. Oh, check this one out. Look, I keep going back and forth. Like, check this one out. Check this one out. Like those details up near the roof on that one. I know, my head's just bopping back and forth. This way and this way and this way. Here's a beautiful, okay, I really do like this trend of the black window frames. Absolutely. And now that builders are building them with the black panels, whatever you call them, you know, the dividers in the window. I don't know my windows. I think that's classy. That is truly classy. Lovely porch. But yeah, we're here on the Eastern Shore. You can't go wrong with any of these small little towns. I started my day at Y Mills. It's literally a mill, a teeny tiny state park commemorating the Y oak tree, and a pond. And I think that's it. And a post office. And it's beautiful, but that's it. That's the town. And I'm not slamming Y Mills, Maryland. I think it's lovely. And I think this one's lovely too. Mulling strips. Okay, I'll take your word for that, Doug. Okay, I do love this one. I just love it. Love it. Oops. Okay, she was a bit impatient. I'm just in the middle of the road taking photos. The driver had to get somewhere pretty fast. So sorry. want to catch this one up here, but I fear it's going to be surrounded by trees. This looks like an oldie coming up here. Daryl, haven't seen any cones. Have not seen any cones. We did, when we were up at the town square though, they're setting up for an event. Look at these beautiful gardens. Good old Maryland black-eyed Susans, the state flower of Maryland. These beautiful yellow beauties. Technically a weed, they're everywhere, but they're awesome. All right, here's the one I'm really interested in. Let's see if we can get a peek behind the trees. Ooh, look at that. Oh, wow, and we have a big carriage block there. Okay, let's get in position. Okay, check that out. And we've got wind chime behind us. But look at that double-decker carriage block over there for getting into your carriage and out of your carriage. Now there is a, 1806. Okay, so there is a historic marker by the door. This one dates to 1806. Really nice. Another carriage block. I don't think I've seen so many carriage blocks. When we do Burkittsville, Maryland, we'll see a few carriage blocks there. This is lovely. I sound like an old lady. This is lovely, but it is. Now let me cross this street while there's no traffic. Okay, I will say, for this little tiny main street, this traffic's a little wild. They do drive quite fast here. Oops. And we'll get a view across the street at this church. St. Paul's Parish Church. Let's see how old it is. Sorry for shooting into the sun. It had to happen at some point. Oh, but look over here. I'm probably making everyone dizzy. Going back and forth and back and forth. But there's definitely something to see on all sides of the streets in this beautiful little town. Okay, I'm behind the sun now. Maybe that'll help. Or the sun's behind the steeple, I should say. Not the greatest shot. Founded 1860. All right, 1860. Lovely. And we'll catch this one on the corner, and then I'll head back up to the main street. Been walking for a while. I don't want to... Not that I'll get lost. I won't get lost. It's great to get lost. That's how you find new things. But I don't want to get too far off the beaten path. Let's check this one out on the corner. Now this has that good old mansard roof that we know and love. Behind the trees here. Interesting. Next to a Cape Coddy looking thing. All right. All right. When it is safe so to do, I'm going to cross back over. And we'll head down this side street. Thank you all for joining me today. It's always great to have friends on my little adventures. There we go. That's a much nicer view of that church. I shouldn't say anything. I'm just surprised I've kept the cell signal here. You know, in the middle of downtown DC, I lose the cell signal more frequently then I lose it in these small towns. It's crazy. Here's another view of this one. Okay, this one's on my, I say this every time. This one's on my list to come back to. That always becomes a problem. There's never enough time. I need to retire so I can just wander around small towns for the rest of my life. I can do that. Oh, thank you, Daryl. Thank you so much, Daryl. Oh my gosh. Okay, this church was built. Where did I see 1860? Boy, my eyes are bad. 1692. Hello. All right. This is why reading from across the street is not a good thing. The parish was founded in 1640. That's an oldie. Wow. So this will be one of those churches where if you're trying to trace your lineage back to the original founders of our country, if you're applying for the Daughters of the American Revolution or the Sons of the American Revolution, this is one of those churches where you'll want to get those records if you have ancestors in this area. So it says established 1692, but the parish was founded in 1640. That's right after Maryland was founded. Maryland was founded in 1634 with a land grant to the first Lord Baltimore, a whole thing. The first Lord Baltimore never actually made it here. He died. And the second Lord Baltimore, he died too. It was Cecil Calvert. There was a George Calvert. There was a bunch of Calverts. Eventually, Leonard Calvert actually made it here to Maryland. Named after Queen Henrietta Maria. Maryland. Queen Henrietta Maria. Check that out. The parish house. Is Lord Baltimore cursed? I don't think so, Davy. I don't think so. I don't think so. The Orioles are cursed, that's for sure. Haven't won a World Series since 1983. That's 42 years ago. And I only know that because it's my sister was born that year, like a few weeks before they won the World Series. So we always know her birthday coincides, however old she is how long ago we won a World Series. And so last week she turned 42. So it's been 42 years since the Orioles won a World Series. Crazy. Oh, Lambeau Field. Oh, I definitely will. Siberian Gal Pal. Oh, I'll definitely do that. I grew up kind of a Bears fan, because we lost our Colts. I didn't really have a football team when I was little until we got the Ravens. Huge Ravens fan now. We're all purple here now. But I'm back to where we started and back to these beautiful homes. If you missed these few at the beginning of my stream, you'll get a nice view now of these absolute beauties. If I can get away from the sun just for a moment. So we've got this little Victorian here. But for me, I think this is my fave. I think this one is my favorite. We have the unhinged Harbaugh. That's funny. I think when I was a Bears fan, Harbaugh, the other Harbaugh was the backup quarterback for the Bears, right? Back up to Jim McMahon. John Harbaugh? Or the other one, Jim Harbaugh. We have John. He's good. But this is the magnificence here. We like this one. And I think this is where I'm going to end the stream and go get myself some breakfast and take some more pictures up on that town square. And thank you all for joining me on our walk through Centreville, Maryland, Main Street. Let's review our Main Street bingo card. We had the Bank is a Bank, town banners, historic lampposts. We had the water tower. We haven't had that yet on any of our Main Street bingos, and we got the water tower today. We had the town square, war memorial, courthouse. Did I say a bank is a bank? We had a bank is a bank. Bonuses, we had the horse posts, the carriage blocks, and the arts center, which is actually right behind me. The arts center is right here. So we definitely had our center block. So it was a good day for Main Street Bingo. And it's a beautiful day here in Maryland. Get outside today if you're around here or wherever you are. If it's a beautiful day, get outside. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Thanks to all the new folks who joined. And you're all invited at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Stasis Geeks channel. You're all invited to Film Club. Our film club film today, we went off script. We all wanted to go see the Downton Abbey film. James really twisted my arm to go see the Downton Abbey film. And so we are reviewing Downton Abbey today on Film Club. So please join us back on Stasis Geeks channel. Everyone have a fantastic weekend. Davyverse, thank you so much for posting that. Appreciate it. Rick, Daryl, Holocron, Doug, Galpal, ASDF, Daryl, Holocron, everyone else who joined. I really appreciate it. Have a fantastic weekend and take care.